Earth's ignored prototype warship just obliterated the Grand Armada of the Empire. Alex Carter stared at the dark screen in the control room. Stars flickered in the distance, but his eyes were not on the beauty of space. He was looking at a ship that most people on Earth had forgotten. Decades ago, it had been called Project Sentinel. No one knew it existed anymore, and the governments had cut its funding long ago. Only a few scientists remembered the work they had done, and Alex was one of the few who had ever trained on it. "Commander Carter, are you sure it is ready?" asked Lisa Morgan, her voice calm but carrying a hint of worry. She was one of the lead engineers who had helped design the ship. Her brown hair was tied back tightly, and her glasses reflected the dim lights of the control room. It has been years since anyone actually tested it in full combat mode. Alex turned from the console and looked at her. "I do not know, Lisa, but right now we do not have a choice. The Empire is coming. The Grand Armada will be here in less than 24 hours. The Empire had been moving through nearby star systems for years, taking over planets and destroying anyone who resisted. Their ships were massive, armed with weapons that could wipe out cities in minutes. For centuries, humans had tried to stay out of their path. Diplomacy had failed, and Earth had become one of the next targets. In the fleet command room, Captain John Parker studied the reports coming from satellites. He rubbed his chin and looked grim. "The Imperial Armada is larger than anything we have ever seen. Our fleets are strong, but they are nothing compared to what is coming. If we try a normal defense, we will all be destroyed." His second-in-command, Sarah Lee, shook her head. "We are ready to fight, sir. We have every ship at full power. We will defend Earth no matter what it costs." John sighed. "I hope it is enough. I really hope it is." Back in the secret hangar, the prototype ship sat quietly, hidden from view. Its dark metallic surface reflected the lights from the hangar ceiling. It was larger than most human ships, but unlike them, it had smooth edges and curves that made it look alive. The ship's power cores glowed faintly, as if waiting for a command. Kevin Brooks, one of the engineers, walked around the ship, checking the systems for the 100th time. "All cores stable," he said to no one in particular. "Energy levels within limits, weapons offline but ready, propulsion systems calibrated, life support is operational." Lisa walked beside him. "I do not understand how this ship survived for so long without anyone noticing. They must have wanted it to fail, but it never did. It was ahead of its time." Alex came down from the observation deck, his boots echoing on the metal floor. "We cannot worry about the past now. We only have ours. We need to make sure it can fly. We need to make sure it can fight." The team began the preparations. Robots moved crates of ammunition and spare parts around the hangar. Engineers checked the energy conduits and tested the control systems. The ship hummed quietly, almost as if it was aware that it would soon be needed. "I wonder if it even remembers us," Kevin said quietly, almost to himself. "After all these years, it has been sitting here, waiting." Alex smiled faintly. "If it does, it will remember how to fight, and it will do what it was designed to do." Outside, the sky over Earth glowed with alarms from satellites detecting the incoming fleet. People across the world watched the night sky with fear. They had heard rumors about the Empire's power, but nothing had prepared them for what was coming. Schools closed, cities emptied, and emergency broadcasts ran continuously, warning everyone to stay indoors. In a small town in Iowa, a boy named Ethan Mills looked at the sky through his bedroom window. "Mom, are we going to be okay?" he asked, his small voice filled with worry. His mother, Claire, hugged him tightly. "We will be okay, Ethan. The fleet is strong. The military will protect us." No one on Earth knew that the real hope was not the fleet they could see. It was the ship no one remembered, the ship that had been ignored and left to sit in silence. Alex stood on the observation deck and watched as the first scouts of the Empire entered the solar system. Tiny dots of light grew larger on the screens as the massive ships approached. He felt a weight in his chest. If the prototype failed, humanity would be destroyed. If it succeeded, it could change everything. "All systems ready," Lisa said. Her voice broke the tension slightly, but Alex knew she shared the same fear. He pressed a few commands on the console. The hangar doors opened with a low rumble, revealing the stars beyond. The prototype moved slowly at first, then with confidence. Its engines glowed, sending light across the hangar walls. Kevin watched in awe. "It looks alive. It really looks alive." "It is alive," Alex said, "in its own way." As the ship moved toward space, Earth's remaining fleets aligned behind it. It was strange, knowing that a single human vessel would soon face the Empire's largest armada. Everyone felt the fear, but also a spark of hope. In the bridge of the prototype, Alex sat in the pilot's seat. The controls responded to his touch, almost anticipating his movements. Lisa monitored the systems, her hands flying over the keyboards. Kevin watched the energy readings and whispered calculations to himself. "Ready for combat," Alex said. The ship accelerated, leaving the hangar in a streak of light. Outside, the stars blurred as the ship jumped into orbit. The prototype's weapon systems activated, but there was no flash, no sound. Just a quiet hum of power, waiting for the moment it would strike. Back on the ground, people across Earth looked up, noticing the unusual brightness in the sky. No one could understand what it was. Satellites tried to identify it, but the prototype emitted signals that confused every scanner. It was as if the ship was hiding its true nature from everyone, even the most advanced machines. John Parker, watching from Fleet Command, shook his head. "What the hell is that?" "It is human," Sarah said, "and it is beautiful." Alex felt the ship respond to him. It was as if it knew the importance of the coming fight. The Empire would soon enter the solar system, and everything depended on what happened next. For now, all Earth could do was wait. The prototype moved quietly, steadily, toward the horizon. The unknown warship, ignored for decades, was ready to show the galaxy that humans were not weak. It was ready to fight. It was ready to survive. And it was ready to win. The Empire's Grand Armada entered the edge of the solar system. Thousands of ships stretched across the black of space, shining with the lights of countless engines. Each ship was larger than any human vessel, armed with weapons that could destroy planets. The Empire's leaders felt certain of victory. They had conquered countless civilizations, and Earth was only another stop in their path. Admiral Torin, a tall figure in the Imperial Command bridge, looked at the displays. His gray eyes showed pride and confidence. "All formations ready," he said. "The humans cannot resist us. They will break before our first strike." General Lyra, his second-in-command, nodded. "We have scanned their fleets. They have ships, yes, but nothing compared to ours. We will crush them quickly and leave this system behind." Far below, Earth's fleets watched nervously. Captain John Parker felt a knot in his stomach as he studied the approaching ships. "They are more than we expected," he said to Sarah Lee, "and faster than our scouts reported. If they hit full speed, our main defenses may not be enough." Sarah leaned over the controls, her fingers moving quickly across the screens. "We must buy time. The fleets cannot engage them head-on. If we can stall, maybe the unknown warship can make a difference." Alex Carter, aboard the prototype, was ready. The ship floated quietly near the fleet's edge, sensors scanning the massive armada. He could see the scale of the enemy ships and the deadly weapons on each. Despite the fear, he felt a strange calm. The prototype hummed under his hands, almost as if it shared his confidence. Lisa Morgan monitored the energy levels. "All systems stable, but energy output is increasing faster than we calculated," she said. "This ship, it seems to know it will be tested soon." Kevin Brooks watched the reading silently. "It is adapting," he said quietly. "Every time it scans the enemy, it changes something. Propulsion, shields, targeting, it is learning." Alex nodded. "Good, it will need that learning. The Empire will not wait. They will attack soon." Far away in the Imperial Armada, Torin frowned at a small blip on his sensors. "Identify that," he ordered. "There is a ship we did not scan before. It is moving strangely." A technician shook his head. "It is too small to be a threat, sir. Probably a scout or a drone." "Our formation is too strong for it to matter." Torin waved his hand. "Ignore it. Keep focus on the main fleets. Earth will fall and we have no time for toys." The Empire began their advance, weapons glowing, ready to fire. Energy beams streaked across space as scouts moved forward. The humans watched with tension. Every ship in their fleet was a small part of the plan to survive, but none were as important as the prototype. Alex guided the warship carefully. The ship moved in silence, almost hidden among the stars. The sensors showed the Empire's ships closing in, but the enemy seemed unaware of their real danger. Lisa typed commands quickly. "We are ready to fire, Commander. Shields at full, weapons online." "But the ship, it seems to be choosing targets on its own." Alex smiled slightly. "Good. Let it make the first decision. We will follow its lead." The first Imperial scouts reached the inner system. Energy beams flashed, tearing through space. Human ships fired back, but most were destroyed instantly. John Parker cursed under his breath. "They are too strong. Our fleet cannot hold them." Then, suddenly, the prototype moved. A beam of energy shot from its hull, bending around the enemy scouts in a strange pattern. One by one, they vanished without explosion, leaving only empty space. Torin froze. "What is happening?" he shouted. "How are our ships disappearing?" General Lyra scanned the readings. "It is impossible. Our weapons should not fail like this. This ship, it is human, but it is doing something we cannot understand." Alex watched the Empire's confusion. The prototype had begun its attack automatically, calculating every movement and striking where it would cause maximum effect. Shields reflected energy and counterattacks were avoided. The human ship moved faster than anyone expected, dodging beams and tearing through enemy formations. Kevin's mouth dropped open. "It is not just fighting. It is learning while it fights. Every strike makes it smarter." "It is almost thinking like a person." Lisa's eyes widened. "No, it is better than a person. It is faster, precise, and it does not hesitate." John Parker could only watch the screens in disbelief. "If that ship keeps doing this, we might actually have a chance." On the Imperial Command Bridge, Torin's face was red with anger. "Destroy it. Focus all fire on that ship." Scanners showed hundreds of Imperial ships turning toward the prototype. Massive energy beams converged on its position. Alex's hands moved across the controls instinctively. The ship twisted, accelerated, and vanished from the targeted beams. Then it struck again. An entire line of battleships disappeared in seconds. The Empire's formation collapsed into chaos. Alarms rang across the Armada and commanders shouted at each other. Torin's calm confidence was gone, replaced by fear. "We underestimated them," Lyra said quietly, almost to herself. This cannot be human technology, not alone." On Earth, civilians watched the sky. Small lights flickered in orbit as sensors picked up strange energy bursts. People whispered and pointed. No one knew what was happening, but hope began to grow. The unknown ship was showing that humans were not helpless. Alex felt a strange connection with the ship. It was responding to his intentions, but also to the universe around it. Every movement was perfect, every shot calculated. It was as if the ship itself wanted to survive, wanted to protect Earth. "It is beautiful," Lisa said, her voice soft. "And deadly." Kevin's hands shook slightly. "We designed it for war, yes, but it was never meant to face this scale. Yet here it is, changing everything." John Parker turned to Sarah. "The impossible is happening. If that ship keeps this up, we could survive this attack." The prototype continued moving through the Empire's lines. No ship could touch it. Each strike created panic. Each maneuver destroyed formations. Energy beams that should have destroyed it missed entirely, confused by systems they could not calculate. Torin banged his fist on the console. How can one ship do this? It is human, yes, but it is impossible. Lyra shook her head. We underestimated humans for too long. Perhaps we should have paid attention to what they can do. Alex's voice was calm in the bridge. They will pay attention now. The Empire tried to retreat, but the prototype anticipated every movement. Entire squadrons vanished before they could escape. In hours, the first wave of the Empire's armada was destroyed or fleeing in terror. On Earth, people began to cheer. Small celebrations erupted even as alarms still rang. Humanity had seen a glimpse of hope. They had seen what one human vessel could do. Kevin leaned back in his chair. We designed a ship no one believed in. Now it is showing the galaxy that humans are not weak. Lisa smiled faintly. We always knew, we just had to wait for the right moment. Alex looked out into space. The prototype moved like a shadow, silent but deadly, cutting through the Empire's fleet. He knew this was only the beginning. The Empire would not give up easily and more waves were coming. But he also knew that Earth had a secret weapon that no one could predict. Ready for the next wave? Alex asked. Lisa nodded. Always. Kevin whispered, It is alive, Commander. It is more than a ship. And in the distance, the Empire's armada began to regroup. Unaware that one human ship had already changed the course of the battle, the Empire's scattered ships tried to regroup. But confusion ruled their lines. No commander could understand how a single human vessel was destroying their fleets. In the Human Command Center, Captain John Parker studied the reports. They are losing control. Our prototype is stronger than we imagined. We must use this advantage. Sarah Lee nodded. We can move our fleets behind it. Let it break the enemy lines first, then we strike. Alex Carter, aboard the prototype, guided the ship through enemy formations. Sensors showed the Empire's battleships repairing their weapons and forming new groups. The ship anticipated every move, dodging beams and calculating counterattacks. It seemed to know the enemy's plans before they even made them. Lisa Morgan monitored the systems. The targeting is incredible. It is predicting their movements. Every shot hits the most critical part of the ship. It is like it can see the future. Kevin Brooks leaned closer to the consoles. And it is not just fighting, it is protecting our fleet. Shields are adjusting to protect smaller ships from incoming fire. It is thinking about strategy, not just weapons. Far away, Admiral Torin shouted orders at his officers. Do not let it move freely. Concentrate fire on its engines. Use everything we have. General Lyra shook her head as she looked at the energy readings. Our weapons are failing. The shields are adapting to each strike. This is impossible. One human ship is outmatching thousands of our best vessels. The prototype moved like a shadow, weaving through space. It destroyed a massive cruiser with a single shot that bent energy and space around it. Smaller ships tried to flank it, but each maneuver failed. They vanished before they could reach their target. John Parker watched the live feeds. We have to follow its movements. It is creating openings for our fleet. If we strike together, we can take down their remaining ships. Sarah nodded, directing human ships to follow the path the prototype had created. The enemy's formations fell apart. Fleets that were once disciplined now collided with each other, avoiding attacks that never seemed to hit. Panic spread across the Empire's armada. Alex pushed the prototype further. It moved faster, its energy glowing brighter as it absorbed and redirected enemy fire. Lisa typed commands quickly, but the ship often ignored them, choosing its own targets and paths. It is learning faster than we can calculate, she said. It is becoming smarter with every move. Kevin added, and it is protecting us. Shields are extending to cover human ships behind it. This is beyond design. It is almost alive. In the Empire's command bridge, Torin's face was pale. How can this be happening? Destroy it. Every ship, every weapon, fire at it all at once. Lyra shook her head. It is impossible. Our calculations are failing. Our systems cannot hit it. It is adapting too fast. Alex's ship struck again. A line of destroyers vanished in seconds. Energy beams bent around the hull and redirected back toward the Empire's own ships, destroying them. The prototype moved methodically, avoiding fire and causing maximum damage. John Parker ordered the human fleet to strike. Follow the path it has cleared. Attack only where it shows weakness. We are lucky to have this advantage. Small human fleets moved carefully, guided by the prototype's actions. They destroyed enemy ships without losing a single vessel. The Empire's fleet was in chaos, unable to regroup, and their morale was collapsing. On Earth, people watched the strange flashes in space. Satellites showed explosions and lights, and for the first time hope spread across the planet. People cheered, but many could not understand why a single ship was having such an effect. Ethan Mills in Iowa pointed at the sky. "Mom, look, they are fighting back." Claire hugged him tightly. "Yes, Ethan, we are safe. That ship, it is showing the Empire that humans are not weak." Alex felt a connection with the prototype. Every movement, every shot, every strategy felt natural. The ship moved like it wanted to protect life, not just destroy enemies. It calculated and predicted faster than any human mind. Lisa typed commands, but often the prototype ignored them. It is choosing its own targets now. It is deciding what is most dangerous first, then removing it. Kevin whispered, "It is teaching itself war. It is not just a machine. It is a soldier, a strategist, and a protector all in one." The Empire tried to escape. Small groups of ships moved away from the battlefield. Alex guided the prototype to intercept. With precision, the ship disabled entire squadrons. The beams bent space around enemy ships, making them vanish as if swallowed by nothing. John Parker turned to Sarah. "This is incredible. It is winning alone. If we continue to follow it, we may survive this entire invasion." Sarah nodded, eyes wide. "I never believed in miracles, but this is one." In the Empire's Armada, Torin was furious. "They are only human. How can one ship destroy thousands of ours?" "We must retreat, regroup, anything." Lyra shook her head. "We cannot. Their technology, it is beyond anything we have faced. It is not human. It is different." The prototype continued moving through the enemy lines. One by one, capital ships vanished. Energy shields flared, weapons misfired, and chaos spread. The Empire's commanders shouted, but no one could stop the destruction. Kevin and Lisa watched in awe. "We built something we did not understand," Lisa said. Kevin nodded. "And now it is showing the universe what humans can do. A single ship against an entire armada." Alex guided the prototype to the center of the remaining fleet. "Let them see what humans are capable of," he said. The ship struck with perfect precision. Cruisers exploded, destroyers vanished, and the Empire's largest battleships fled in panic. Every strike was calculated, every movement perfect. The prototype had become the spearhead of humanity's defense, unstoppable and untouchable. John Parker smiled grimly. "We may actually survive this," Sarah added, "and we may finally show the galaxy that humans are not weak." On Earth, people continued to watch in amazement. The prototype's lights flickered across the sky, moving with speed and precision. No one had ever imagined that one ship could do this. Hope spread, fear diminished, and humanity realized it had power beyond imagination. Alex felt the prototype respond to his thoughts. It moved with purpose, knowing the importance of every decision. It was not just a machine anymore. It was the shield and sword of humanity. Lisa said softly, "We are witnessing history. This ship is alive in its own way, and it is teaching the Empire that humans are stronger than they think." Kevin nodded. "We built a weapon, yes. But we created more than that. We created proof that humans cannot be ignored." The Empire's armada fell into chaos. Battleships collided, energy beams misfired, and their formations broke apart. Panic spread from one ship to another. The prototype moved carefully, avoiding destruction while maximizing the enemy's losses. Alex looked at the enemy fleet. They will not underestimate us again. Not today, not ever. The remaining human ships followed the prototype's lead, striking strategically at the weakened enemy. The Empire's forces continued to fall apart, showing signs of defeat. On Earth, celebrations began quietly. People cheered and news reports showed strange energy bursts in space. The unknown ship was changing the outcome of a battle no one thought humans could win. Alex guided the prototype to a safe distance, watching the Empire flee. "We have won this round," he said. "But the fight is not over," Lisa looked at him. "We have shown them what we are capable of. The Empire will never forget this." Kevin whispered, "They may never face anything like this again. We have changed the rules." Alex smiled faintly. "And humanity will rise stronger for it." The Empire's armada was in chaos. Ships that had once moved like one massive organism were now scattered, confused, and panicked. Energy beams misfired, weapons malfunctioned, and entire squadrons vanished in the blink of an eye. The prototype moved calmly through the battlefield, its dark hull glowing with energy, slicing through the enemy lines with precision. Alex Carter guided the ship carefully, feeling the pulse of every system. It was as if the ship itself understood the Empire's fear and acted to make the most of it. Lisa Morgan's fingers flew over the control panels, monitoring energy levels and shield adjustments. "They are recalculating faster than we predicted," she said. "Every strike is improving the ship's efficiency." Kevin Brooks leaned closer to the console, his eyes wide. "It is not just fighting. It is thinking, adapting, and protecting us at the same time. Shields are extending to cover the human fleet, and weapons are striking the most dangerous targets first." John Parker watched the battlefield from the command center. "They are losing control completely. The prototype is doing everything right and we are surviving because of it. We need to move our fleets in coordination." Sarah Lee nodded. "We follow the path it creates, attack the weakened areas. We cannot waste ships now." In the Empire's command bridge, Admiral Torren's face was pale. "How can one ship destroy thousands of ours?" he shouted. "Every weapon we fire fails. Shields adapt instantly. It is impossible." General Lyra shook her head. "It is human, yes, but it is not ordinary. It is beyond anything we imagined. It moves like it can predict our actions." Torren slammed his fist on the console. "We must retreat, regroup, anything. This cannot continue." But it was too late. The prototype moved between the retreating ships, cutting off escape routes and neutralizing entire squadrons. Energy beams bent strangely, hitting enemy ships in ways they could not predict. Alarms rang across the Armada as panic spread like wildfire. Alex pushed the ship forward. "We will not let them regroup. Every strike counts. We cannot give them a chance to recover." Lisa's voice was calm but filled with awe. "Energy cores are stabilizing under extreme load. Shields are stronger than we thought. It is performing beyond design limits." Kevin added, "It is alive, Commander. It is more than a machine. It knows what to do, and it is saving our fleet at the same time." The prototype struck the central group of the Empire's fleet. A massive cruiser exploded in a flash of light, sending debris and energy back at nearby ships. Destroyers and frigates vanished instantly, leaving only empty space where they had been. The Empire's formations collapsed further, panic spreading from ship to ship. John Parker turned to his staff. "Move our fleets in. Follow the path the prototype creates. Attack the remaining ships before they can reorganize." Human ships moved carefully, guided by the prototype's actions. They avoided the Empire's remaining weapons and struck precisely where they were most effective. Slowly, the tide of battle began to shift. What had started as a desperate defense was turning into a counterattack. Alex watched the screens. The prototype had become a symbol of hope, a spearhead of humanity's resistance. "We can win this," he said softly. Lisa smiled faintly. "We are seeing history. The Empire is panicking and we are still alive. More than that, we are thriving." Kevin's hands shook slightly. We designed a ship no one believed in. Now it is showing the universe what humans are capable of. A single ship against thousands of enemy vessels. The prototype moved with deadly grace, avoiding fire, redirecting energy, and destroying enemy ships. Each strike was precise, calculated, and devastating. The Empire could not adapt fast enough. Panic became fear, and fear became chaos. Torrens' voice cracked as he shouted orders. We must destroy it at all costs. Focus every weapon, every ship, every squadron. Target the prototype. General Lyra looked at him silently. They cannot. It is faster than our targeting systems. It adapts to every attack. It is alive in a way we cannot understand. Alex pushed the ship to its limits. Energy glowed along the hull, shields expanded and contracted, and weapons fired in perfect coordination. The Empire's remaining capital ships were destroyed or fleeing in terror. Small squads of enemy fighters tried to regroup, but the prototype anticipated every move, neutralizing them before they could reach the fleet. John Parker turned to Sarah. This is incredible. We may actually survive the invasion. We may even destroy the enemy's armada completely. Sarah nodded. And it is all because of that ship. If it had never existed, we would have lost everything. On Earth, people watched the strange flashes in the sky. Satellites captured energy bursts and destruction across the solar system. Citizens cheered, even in fear. Humanity was witnessing something they had never imagined. A single ship holding the fate of the planet in its hands. Ethan Mills in Iowa pointed at the sky. Mom. They are winning, the humans are winning. Claire hugged him tightly. Yes, Ethan, hope is alive. That ship is protecting us. Alex felt the prototype respond to him. It moved with intention, calculating every strike and every move. It was not just a weapon. It was a protector, a soldier, and a strategist all at once. Lisa typed commands, but the ship often ignored them. It is choosing its own targets now, she said. It knows what is most dangerous and removes it first. Kevin whispered, it is teaching itself war. It is not just fighting, it is learning, and it is saving humanity. The Empire tried to escape. Small groups of ships turned back toward the outer systems. The prototype intercepted them, striking with precision. Ships vanished, weapons misfired, and energy shields collapsed. The Empire could not recover. John Parker watched with a mix of fear and relief. We are witnessing the impossible. They thought we were weak, but we are not. One ship has shown the galaxy our strength. Sarah added, and the Empire will never underestimate humans again. The prototype moved through the remaining ships, striking wherever needed. Energy flares illuminated the darkness of space as enemy vessels vanished. Panic, confusion, and fear ruled the Armada. The Empire's fleet, once so confident, was now broken, scattered, and defeated. Alex guided the ship carefully. Every maneuver was deliberate, every strike precise. He knew this was the turning point. Humanity had survived the impossible and proven that their strength could not be ignored. Lisa looked at him with awe. We have done it. The Empire is running and we are still here. This ship, it is alive in a way we never imagined. Kevin whispered, we may have created more than a weapon. We may have created proof that humans cannot be ignored in the galaxy. On Earth, people cheered, watched, and cried. For the first time in generations, humans saw themselves as strong. They had faced the Empire and survived. Not with speeches or politics, but with action, with courage, and with one incredible ship. Alex guided the prototype to a safe distance, watching the Empire flee. The battle had been won, but the fight was not over. The galaxy had seen what humans could do, and no one would forget it. Lisa said softly, we have shown them our strength. The Empire will remember this. Kevin added, and humanity will rise stronger because of it. Alex nodded, and the universe will know. Humans are not weak, and they will never be ignored again. The Empire's armada was scattered. Ships that had once filled the darkness of space were now few and fleeing. The prototype moved through the remnants like a shadow, its dark hull glowing, energy thrumming along its edges. Alex Carter guided the ship calmly, knowing that the final blows had to be precise. One mistake could allow the enemy to regroup, and Earth could face another attack. Lisa Morgan monitored the systems. We have pushed the ship beyond anything we expected. Energy cores are stable, but we cannot sustain this for long. Every strike is draining power, but it is doing exactly what we need. Kevin Brooks nodded. It is more than a machine. It is calculating, learning, and protecting all at once. Every action is perfect. It is almost alive in its own way. John Parker looked at the reports coming in from the battlefield. The Empire is in full retreat. If we push now, we can destroy their remaining ships and end this invasion completely. The prototype has cleared the path. We follow its lead. Sarah Lee directed human fleets carefully. Small groups attack the weakened ships. Avoid waste. We strike only where it counts. The Empire cannot recover if we finish this now. Far away, Admiral Torrin watched the retreating fleet. His face was pale, eyes wide with disbelief. We cannot hold them off. One ship has destroyed our armada. This is impossible. General Lyra shook her head. They are not ordinary humans. This is something else. A ship that moves like it can think, predict, and destroy at will. We have underestimated them for too long. Alex guided the prototype toward the remaining capital ships. Energy flares lit the darkness as weapons fired, but none struck the human vessel. Shields bent around every attack, weapons redirected, and enemy systems failed as the ship moved. Lisa's voice was calm but filled with awe. It is predicting every movement. Every shot is perfect. It is destroying the remaining ships without being touched. Kevin added softly, "It is alive, Commander, more than we designed. It is protecting humanity and teaching us what we can be." The prototype struck the enemy ships with precision. Cruisers and destroyers vanished, sometimes without explosion, leaving empty space behind. Energy fields bent strangely, confusing enemy sensors and causing their weapons to misfire. The Empire's formations dissolved completely. John Parker turned to his staff. "Follow the path. Attack only where it shows. Finish them. Humanity cannot allow this fleet to survive." Sarah nodded. "We strike where the prototype leads. We are lucky it exists. Without it, we would all be lost." On Earth, people watched the strange flashes in the sky. Satellites captured bursts of energy, explosions, and lights moving with impossible speed and precision. Civilians cheered, cried, and whispered. Hope had returned. Humans were alive, strong, and victorious. Ethan Mills in Iowa ran outside, pointing at the sky. "Mom, look." "The humans are winning," Claire hugged him tightly. "Yes, Ethan, hope is alive. That ship is protecting us." The prototype moved carefully, striking at the last groups of enemy ships. Each strike was precise, calculated, and devastating. Energy flares reflected off shields, weapons misfired, and panic spread through the remaining fleet. The Empire's armada, once proud and massive, was now nothing more than scattered ships fleeing for their lives. Alex guided the ship with calm confidence. Every movement was deliberate, every strike perfect. He knew the prototype had saved humanity, and it had shown the galaxy that humans were strong, smart, and capable of more than anyone believed. Lisa typed commands, but the ship often ignored them. It is choosing targets now. It knows which ships are most dangerous and removes them first. It is protecting us and teaching us strategy at the same time. Kevin whispered, "We have created more than a weapon. We have created proof that humans cannot be ignored. One ship and the Empire falls." John Parker turned to Sarah. "This is the moment we change history. The Empire will never forget us. The galaxy will never see humans the same way again." Sarah smiled. And all it took was one ship, one crew, and one idea that no one believed in. The prototype moved through the last enemy ships. One by one, they vanished. Energy beams twisted strangely, shields failed, and the Empire could not recover. Panic, confusion, and fear ruled the remaining vessels. The Armada had collapsed completely. Alex looked at the empty space where fleets had once been. The battle is over. Earth is safe for now, Lisa sighed in relief. We have done it. We have saved humanity. Kevin added softly and shown the universe our strength. They will never underestimate us again. On Earth, celebrations erupted. People cheered, hugged, and cried. The sky was clear, the stars bright, and humans finally knew what they could achieve. Hope had returned, stronger than ever. Ethan in Iowa jumped with joy. We won, Claire hugged him tightly. Yes, Ethan. Humans are stronger than anyone imagined. Far away, the Empire's leaders were silent, shocked, and afraid. They had underestimated humans and it had cost them everything. One ship, ignored for decades, had destroyed their grand armada. They would never forget the lesson. Alex guided the prototype back to a safe orbit near Earth. The ship hummed quietly, energy stabilizing, shields fading to a gentle glow. It had fought, adapted, and won. It had protected humans and shown the galaxy what they were capable of. Lisa smiled faintly. It is more than a machine. It is alive in its own way, and it has done more than anyone expected. Kevin nodded. We underestimated humanity for too long. This ship has changed everything. John Parker looked at the calm stars. We have survived. We have proven ourselves. The galaxy knows humans cannot be ignored, Sarah added, and the prototype will always be a symbol of what we can do when we fight for survival and hope. Alex stood on the bridge, looking at the planet below. Cities were safe, people were alive, and the Empire had been broken. He knew this was only the beginning. The galaxy had seen humans' strength, and the universe would never treat them the same again. Lisa typed one final command, stabilizing the prototype. We have done our part. Now it rests, but it will always be ready. Kevin whispered, and the universe will remember. One ship, one people, and the courage to survive. Alex smiled faintly. Humanity has won today, and we will rise stronger than ever. As the stars shone above Earth, the prototype floated quietly, a dark guardian and a symbol of humanity's might. The Empire had been defeated, the planet was safe, and humans had shown the galaxy that they were not weak, that they could fight, survive, and conquer impossible odds. The universe had witnessed the impossible, and humans had delivered it.